Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Royals Rundown podcast presented by Royals Review. I am Jac Milham, joined on the other side by the one and only Jeremy Greco. Jeremy, how are we feeling? It's rainy, it's cold. I just want to be in Arizona. I heard it's like 90 degrees down there today.
That I would rather be rainy and cold.
Really?
I'm sleepy as heck. This rain though is knocking me out.
That's what I'm saying. I had a train in this morning, went all day, it goes all day tomorrow, and everyone was quiet during it. Everyone, wasn't quick to talk. It's just like, well, it's rainy and dreary, and it's just gonna be like this all day long. Like, I want to do it.
And the weather here's been so weird because like last Saturday it was 70 degrees. Then Sunday it was snowing. It snowed all day Monday. By yesterday afternoon it was 70 again, and now it's raining all day. I'm just pick a lane weather. And one of my favorite things, because I've lived in 5 different states in my life. And if you were on Facebook, because I had connections to people in all 5 states, you'd see all 5 groups would post memes about, if you don't like the weather in Kansas, just give it 5 seconds, it'll change. And it's like, yeah, that's true of all of them.
Yeah, it really is. It's I mean, shoot, we had snow on Sunday, and then we were turning on the window ACs by Tuesday. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But there are other crazier things in the world, such as Jac Caglianone's batted ball numbers from today's game. 120 miles per hour off the bat, Jeremy, for a double.
Excuse you, Jacob. 120.2.
Oh, sorry, I did a rounding. I did a rounding.
We don't round here. I'm round enough for all of the numbers already.
Thank goodness for that. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Caglianone just keeps on with his good spring so far. I think he's putting a lot of concerns to bed. We'll talk about that a little bit. Plus, Michael Massey's still keeping it up. We got to talk about him a little bit. Plus, there's a non-roster invitee who is having a very volatile spring, but one that is still turning heads. So we'll talk about that. And before we get into all that, you would know about this and much more if you just go check out royalsreview.com. We got the rumblings every single morning over there, plus questions where you can start discourse with other Royals fans over there. You got to feed the feed, put the Royals updates that you see, post some questions. Jeremy, we shake our head, but like I see these folks posting questions in the feed, and like some of these threads go 40, 50 comments long. Like these are substantial.
I shake my head only at the phrase "feed the feed."
Feed the feed. You gotta feed the feed.
I will never feed the feed.
Please do.
Please, I can't
feed the feed.
I only feed Seymour, which is not how that goes. I understand, but that's the best I could do with what I had.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So I want to start off with this non-roster invitee who's turning heads. Josh Rojas, utility infielder that the Royals signed this offseason, formerly of the White Sox. Didn't really do a whole lot with them in 2025, but had some pretty good seasons in Arizona and in Seattle. And, right now he's got a couple of home runs, 4 RBI to his name. That slug will absolutely do it. I know this time of year you love to look at the baseball reference number for his competition. I don't know if you have that pulled up yet.
I don't, but give me a sec.
It's at least a good stat line from Rojas. I don't know if he bats lefty. He plays third and second. I don't know if he's going to get like a fair shot at the opening day roster, and I don't know if the Royals would want him on the opening day roster per se, but he's at least doing his part, it looks like.
So his op qual so far this spring, not including today's game where he has struck out as a pinch hitter, is 7.4. which I don't see the glossary that they usually give me, but I believe that's AAA level.
Okay. So that's not bad for spring. I mean, some of these guys we're seeing
especially
later on
early in spring.
Yeah. Some of these guys by the end of spring training, we're seeing them like down with the high A competition level. AA? Okay.
I found the glossary, yeah. So the way it goes is 10 is MLB, 8 is AAA, 7 is AA, 5 is high A, 4 is full season A ball, 1.5 to 3 is rookie and short season ball, and then one is the opposing batter is a pitcher,
Yeah.
which isn't a thing that comes up anymore.
But it's I don't know, like, this is after Adam Frazier moved on to the Angels, like, it feels like
Still can't
there's
believe
a
that happened.
I still can't either. I haven't even looked at what he's been doing this spring, but I digress. You know, there's quite a few lefties who are doing good things for the Royals this spring. Massey, Caglione. I mean, Cross is having his moments. I guess it's very volatile from him.
The Royals batted around in an inning, and he struck out as the first batter and then struck out as the last batter of the inning.
Yeah, he's it's pretty impressive. Like I said, volatile. He's having his moments. I'm not saying he's having a good
Yeah,
spring.
he had the 3-run home run yesterday, so it's not like there's nothing there for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Speaking of other guys hitting the ball far and hard, Jac Caglianone has a couple of knocks it, or excuse me, he has the one moonshot to his name. And like we said, starting it off, 120 miles per hour, one of the hardest hit balls recorded in the Statcast era. That went for a double. I mean, how did that even come out? Like a 15-degree launch angle, like that is a rocket. I don't know how you are getting out of the way of that, but that absolutely plays, Jeremy.
Yeah, they mentioned on the broadcast the guys who have managed 120 miles per hour in a regular season contest since
Yeah.
Statcast. So Giancarlo Stanton has most of them. Neil Cruz has a couple of them. He currently holds the record. Set it last year with what I don't remember what the speed was. Judge has a couple. Tani has a couple. Ronald Acuna Jr. has one. I think he might have mentioned a couple other people, but those are all names you would like to be associated with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The
And that
the
is
worst one out of that group is Giancarlo Stanton, and let's not forget how very good Giancarlo Stanton was before he left Miami.
he was otherworldly down in a
He was
Marlins uniform.
he wasn't just hitting home runs, he was winning MVP awards.
Yes, he would. There's a reason why they traded for him despite that crazy contract. Let's see here. So
He only won
go
one
for it.
MVP award, my bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shucky darn.
But he led the NL in WAR, baseball WAR, reference WAR, twice.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, Caglione. Unfortunately, like I wish we had good looks of him in the outfield. It sounds like he's doing okay out there. I don't hear his name in a negative manner when it comes to being in the field. And some of the highlights
No
I've
Drew
seen, he's
Waters.
had good throws. Yeah, he's no Max Clark either. All right.
Sent you that this morning and then completely forgot about it.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, Max Clark.
That was so cringy. So if you don't know, folks, Max Clark, one of the top Detroit Tigers prospects, plays the outfield.
He's going to be something special someday, just not yesterday.
Yeah, not yesterday. And who is it? Yeah, made the cut. Had a really good look at his terrible, horrible, not good, very bad day. Comes out with these multiple diamond chains in there. And
four diamond chains.
Which is insane to me, out there in left field. And I guess the sun was just shining too bright off of them in his eyes.
He had eye black all down his face, too. I'm sure to counteract that glare.
Probably so. But yeah, this is not the game you wanted to have if you're trying to set the stage for an opening day roster spot. He looked incompetent out there in left field. He really did. I think that's the best way to put it. Like slipping, sliding, misreading balls, whole shebang.
The one caveat I want to give him is that he is considered a very good defensive center fielder.
True.
And so he probably hasn't played a lot of left field and the ball spins differently in left field. You know, that might account for some of it, but 3 pretty gnarly misplays out in left field. You can't, that's not all unfamiliarity with the position.
No, it was like, and sure, it's probably just a bad day. That's all it is. If you're going to have a bad day, you have it in spring training.
I 100% expect him to be terrorizing the league, if not this year, then next.
Absolutely. And yeah, he's probably going to be terrorizing the Royals. I have a feeling in my gut.
I mean, there's always a chance the Tigers could trade him.
For what?
outside
Some
of
pitching
the
help?
division. Well, maybe not pitching help. Their offense needs a boost though.
Fine, just trade Clark and Skubal to the Dodgers for
Why
salary
not?
relief because of the arbitration. Sorry,
Gosh.
it sounds like some glass maneuvers, but overall, he's a great prospect, definitely one to watch if you're looking for some names to watch outside of the Royals system. But this was just a really bad day. So I'll drop the YouTube link down in the description below. It's like a 4-minute
So
video.
funny.
It I Some of those moments I was just watching it and all I could think of was the not top 10 music that used to play when they were
Uh-huh.
showing that on ESPN. The
I don't remember that, but
I love the
I
not
mean,
top 10.
I would have maybe put yakety sax to it. I think it might
Yeah.
have worked.
I think you had to have some slide whistles in there.
Yeah. Or maybe a Chris Berman whoop.
Yep. Whoop. Speaking of making the sound that go whoop, I know a lot of Royals fans were probably making that sound when they saw Andy Rogers tweet out about Carlos Estevez, that velocity dip down to 86 and 89. We're going to talk a little bit about why Royals fans should not be concerned right after this. All right, and we're back. Thank you so much to our sponsors. But yeah, so Andy Rogers put out on Twitter on the 24th, Carlos Estevez's velocity was way down today in his spring debut, 86 to 89 miles per hour. That is obviously eyebrow raising and something to monitor, but not new. It's exactly what came up last year. It's typically a slow start for him. Royals really rely on how he says he feels, which we have relied on that before, Jeremy, and we've talked about that. And that's something that we don't like, but I digress. It was not just his fastball. His entire arsenal was down. The changeup was down about 3 miles per hour, and the slider was down nearly 7 miles per hour. But to Rogers' credit, this is something that is kind of a recurring issue for Estevez. He has started off slow the past 2 years when it comes to his fastball velocity, especially sitting usually around 92. This is by far the slowest for him. I will say that, but he only threw one fastball in this spring debut. So I think he was just working on other things.
Yeah, either he was throwing a bunch of changeups or he just wasn't going all out yet. I know Ryan Lefevre had a theory on the broadcast that that some of those changeups were probably fastballs that just
That's true.
were getting called changeups because of their velocity and movement. And this wouldn't be the first time a pitch got misclassified like that. So I don't know. As long as no one's saying he's hurt and it's one time. If he gets to the end of the spring and the velocity still says that, then I'm going to be concerned. But after one appearance, I'm not concerned yet.
Yeah, so it was I'm looking at his numbers from last year, right? And he was hurt a little bit last year and he
Had the
got a
back
much later
spasms at the
start.
beginning.
Yeah. So even we weren't seeing 100% from him then, but it creeped up from like high 80s to low 30s at least in the average.
Low
Or
90s?
sorry, it was high 80s to low 90s.
It's like if he's throwing his fastball in the low 30s, we got a real problem.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Even I can outthrow that.
Yeah. But I'm not too worried. Like you said, Jeremy, unless something else comes out or unless we see another performance like this. Again, you had that article come out today about the World Baseball Classic. That's another thing to think about is he's pitching for the Dominican Republic. So he might be saving his best stuff for the international exhibition. I would kind of do that if I was a reliever.
Yeah, I would certainly consider it as long as he's doing, as long as he's not hurting himself by saving his energy. I think that makes a kind of sense. The pitcher I am a little concerned about is Stephen Kolek, who was scheduled to pitch yesterday and then did not. And he had a left lat strain? Oblique strain. One of those muscles.
This is why they have doctors to talk about that. Yeah, that is something else that Annie put out today on social media, saying that the right-hander is going to be shut down for at least 5 to 7 days, but could be more depending on what the scan reveals. Listen, we baseball fans know how finicky some injuries can be hamstrings, especially backs, especially obliques are up there. I think they're a
Yeah.
very finicky injury where they quote unquote go away or they can shelve a guy for a really, really long time. But if you're gonna have this sort of injury, now is the time to have it in earlier spring training.
Yeah,
And
and if one of your guys is gonna have it, your 7th starter is probably the guy to have it.
yeah,
Like, I want Stephen Kolek to be healthy. I'm a big Stephen Kolek fan. I think he would be in most rotations around baseball,
yeah,
but where he sits in the Royals hierarchy, it's not gonna hurt the team for him to miss some time.
no, absolutely not, absolutely not. But hey,
As
another
long as it doesn't turn into a whole Alec Marsh thing last year where it's like, okay, well, we don't need him right now because we got Chris Bubich. As long as he gets healthy later, and he's not going to be healthy till 2027 at the earliest.
yeah, let's not do that, please. So hey, another semi-injury thing to that I want to update listeners on. So Ryan Berger today, he got hit in the right quad by a comebacker, and that's we've seen some nasty comebackers for Royals pitchers in recent years. But he stayed in the game. He had his 2 perfect innings, so not a good start for him. And Rogers quoted him saying that it's probably just gonna be a little bruise, and that he'll feel fine. That's a good gamer attitude. I like that.
Yeah, that's one of those things where if it happened during the regular season, you probably wouldn't change anything. You just let him keep going. In spring training, maybe they hold him back a couple of days, make sure it's not hindering him at all. But yeah, that's also not something I'm super concerned about. It reminds me of when Bailey Falter got hit in the arm on a comebacker, and it's like, okay, you're going to put him on the IL because you have an excuse. But if he was pitching well, you'd probably just keep him on the team and on schedule.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Berger was on one today. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much. 33% whiff rate on his pitches today. Got 15 guys swinging, 5 of them missing. The usage is kind of where you expect it. Like he used a little bit more changeup, but I think that's because he was facing lefties a little bit more. The fastball is doing its thing. It's looking really, really good. And yeah, I'm excited for a 6th starter, for a presumptive 6th starter. I'm pretty excited for Ryan Berger.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's a guy. What I like is I want Ryan Berger to be the absolute best version of Ryan Berger, because if Noah Cameron maintains a hold on that fifth slot in the rotation, I want to know it's because Noah Cameron earned it over deserving competition.
Yeah, precisely. And to Noah Cameron's credit, he went out there, had his spring training debut, had a really good go at it. I think he had 1 hit allowed, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts over 2 innings, no earned runs. I'll absolutely take that. Eric Sarantola. So that guy keeps on
Not a good day for him.
tantalizing. Just the stuff, Jeremy. It's there. It really, really is. But
Yeah.
I digress, unfortunately.
You're not going to be perfect. You're going to have rough outings. It was a rough
Yeah.
outing. Let's see what he does next time out.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about today, beyond Caglianone going 2 for 4 with a single, a double, 3 RBIs, is the murderer's row the Royals created with him, Massey, and Jensen.
Yeah.
Massey
That's
also
something.
went 2 for 3. Did he have a home run? He did
I
not
believe
hit a
he
home
did.
run today.
No, he didn't. Oh, I'm thinking of Lane Thomas.
Yeah. He had a double and a single and an RBI and a run scored. Carter Jensen went 3 for 3 with a home run. He hit a home run and a couple of
Man.
singles, drove in 3 runs. And in fact, there were 2 separate innings where Caglianone and Carter Jensen both drove in runs in the same inning.
Wow.
Which the 4th and the 5th innings, I guess. That's it, as I posted on the Royals Review Blue Sky. If you are a fan who is hoping that Carter and Cags are going to power this offense this year, it is a good day to be you.
They're going to rescue the lineup. That's how it's going to go. We're just going to call them the Rescue Rangers.
But Michael Massey is sitting there with a 1445 OPS after making an adjustment to his swing this year. He's, we can look at the level of competition, the number of strikeouts, but I'm starting to think that Michael Massey might be on his way to to potentially stealing Jonathan India's job.
I
His op call has been 7.2. He has
okay.
walked once and struck out 3 times.
Gotcha. And it's I don't know, like this is a good situation you want at the second base spot. You want two batters who can give you something later on in the lineup. Like
Mhm.
that's just how it goes. And I know Q's going to swap him for one another no matter what happens, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
not too worried about it.
This goes back to something I was arguing with people in 22 or 23, where everyone's like, "Get rid of Michael Massey, he sucks." And I'm like, "No, actually, Michael Massey is a perfectly good second baseman. The problem is he needs to be batting 7th or 8th, not 5th." And
Yeah.
he was batting 4th and 5th. I think this
Yeah.
was 22 or 20. Well, it was they were both bad years.
24.
It was not 24.
It wasn't 24?
No, 24, he was mostly I mean, he batted some 5th, but he was mostly 6th or 7th.
Okay.
And then because he was having a really good year in 24, he moved up, and then he was leading off in the playoffs because the Royals were like, "Okay, can't let Michael Garcia continue to do nothing at the top."
Yeah.
So, yeah, Michael Massey had a bad year last year, but he's been a solid second baseman. That's why when they traded for Jonathan India, it was Jonathan India, go play left field.
Right.
Because
Because
Michael
we have
Massey's
Massey.
got second base locked down. And with the way Michael looked when he came back from the injury last year, with the way he looks in spring, right now he's getting the nod as the starter for me.
Okay.
And he can do utility in the sense that, okay, we want to give, maybe Isaac Collins a day off. Michael Massey, you go play in left. Jonathan India will play second. So he could be like a utility starter kind of thing,
Yeah.
but I think he should be the second baseman most days. As things stand currently, we'll see we'll see how the rest of the spring goes,
Yeah.
but I've not seen anything from India yet that makes me go, "Okay, he's coming back." Yeah, India doesn't even have a hit yet.
Mm,
He's got 7
man.
plate appearances, 5 at bats, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 hit by pitch.
Gotcha. That's tough. That's a
Yeah,
tough start to spring.
Yeah, he's but Michael Massey's hitting the tar out of the ball.
Yeah.
We've got a month left of spring training basically. So and neither one of them's going on the out to the World Baseball Classic. So we're going to see plenty of them
Yep.
for that
That we will.
time. But Massey's got to be India's got to be looking in his mirror like Jurassic Park when you see the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the mirror and it says things are closer than they appear.
Yes. Michael
That's how
Massey
Indians gotta feel right now. Michael
has
Massey
to.
with his short arms going, "Rah!"
Oh my gosh. Hey, we're sitting here talking about playing time and a guy that I think you brought up on the last podcast, or maybe the podcast episode before, Keith Law of
Yeah,
the Athletic.
I might have. I
He
don't know. I talk about him sometimes.
sometimes,
He's a good
occasionally.
writer.
Yeah, yes. Well, he had a take that Carter Jensen should be starting over Salvador Perez to start off the season.
If it were up to me, Carter Jensen would be the starting catcher and Salvi would be the starting designated hitter and backup
Man,
catcher. That's how I would handle it because Salvi was just so much better last year as a hitter when he wasn't catching as much.
you're right. You're right. Law went as far to say that Jensen is the favorite for the Rookie of the Year award if he starts over Perez.
Yeah, he's not going to though. He's going to end up playing a lot of DH, which is going to muddy the waters. At least he's not in the NL where Connor Griffin feels like the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's looking like the guy right now.
You see those 2 home runs he hit in one game the other day?
Yeah, that was really impressive.
And it's hard to be the consensus number 1 guy across all of the prospect platforms.
It is. It absolutely is. And he's
When
19 years old.
it comes time to vote when we do our preseason projections for Royals Review, he's my NL Rookie of the Year guy. There's just no question in my mind.
Exactly.
I'm probably going to pick Carter Jensen for the AL, not because I 100% believe it, but because I don't have anyone that I could point to and be like, well, that guy definitely will. And Carter's just not on that guy's level. I think there's a field in the AL that Carter's going to have to battle through, but I think it's Connor Griffin's to lose in the NL, assuming the Pirates don't play games with his, whatchamacallit, service time.
Yeah, the games that they played with Bubba Chandler. Like they could have
And
brought him up. Go ahead.
Paul Skeens
Yeah.
and other guys.
It's consistent enough. I expect they're going to do it with Griffin, unless
You know, The rule changes, though,
It does,
have made it if he wins Rookie of the Year, they don't get that extra year by leaving him down.
right?
So
So
either you leave him down for a long time so that he cannot win the Rookie of the Year, or you go ahead and get him in there. And then if he gets Rookie of the Year, you get an extra draft pick. That is one of the CBA changes that I think has probably made a huge difference for the way teams handle things, because not only will you get punished if you play those kinds of service time manipulation games, but you can get rewarded if you don't play them.
and the reward is the best part,
Right,
especially from
and
the
and
Royals'
that's a reward that
perspective.
teams want,
Yeah.
is access to more controllable players.
Exactly. And the Royals, they got that extra pick for Bobby finishing in the
Mhm.
MVP voting as early in his career as he did. Genuinely, I mean, Connor Griffin could be in the same situation, but that really does depend on them starting off the season with him on the roster. There's no one blocking him at shortstop. There's no one
Yeah,
blocking
no,
him.
because O'Neal Cruz got moved to center field.
Correct.
And they've
So
got I don't remember who they've got currently penciled in at shortstop, but whoever it is not Connor Griffin.
Hey, we were talking about Carter Jensen, and I wanted to bring up his battery mate Ben Kudrna, because this is Kudrna's first spring on the 40-man roster. We talked about him a little bit last episode. Not too impressive, and unfortunately, one of the guys that I trust the most when it comes to pitchers shared that opinion. Nick Pollock of Pitcher List, word for word. Watching Kudrna, I didn't see anything particularly interesting about what he does. End quote.
Oof.
Yeah. Um, said that he had a good changeup, but a 84-mile-per-hour gyro slider, quote unquote, bleh. That's like this. This is how Nick writes his notes over a pitcher list, and it's just like they're Ben Kudrna has kind of plateaued when it comes to from a stuff perspective. He was on this trend at one point, and it started flattening out early last year, and now it's as flat as a board right now. So that is disappointing. But he's still 22 years old, so we'll see what he
But
does in
man,
Omaha.
he made another spring appearance today. I don't know if that's what you're referencing, but that gives him 2 spring appearances so far this year, and they're both bad.
Well, I wouldn't say that his one was bad today, though.
4 runs in 1 2/3 innings?
Listen, I'm looking at a couple other things. Number one, the velocity was up substantially. Okay, he was averaging 96.2 in the sixth, and averaged 94.9 on the whole outing. Like there are, if we can't look at the game results, then we should take game level stats with a grain of salt. I'm looking at things like whiffs. I'm looking at things like called strikes plus whiffs, both plus 30% on the day. A lot of
I'm
first
looking
pitch
at
strikes.
3 1/3 innings so far this spring, 9 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah. I think it's easy
That's
to
what I'm
say, though.
looking at.
Believe it or not, I think today was better than his first outing.
Okay.
Um, hey, you got a lot of chase, 30% chase, huh? We'll take that.
Yeah, but you can't if they hit it really hard, it doesn't matter how much chase you get. And then
There
the
was only
previous
one
game,
hard
he
hit
couldn't get
ball.
him to chase at all.
That's true. There was only one hard hit ball.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't watching or listening to it, so maybe it's not as bad as it seems, but that's just not how I would want my spring to start.
No, I'm sure that his ego's taking a bruising right now. If I'm sure that it's been a humbling experience. I don't want to call it what welcome, like the rookies having the welcome to the league, buddy moments. It's kind of like that. It feels like I don't know. Like he only allowed one line drive and one fly ball. Like it's not like the batted ball metrics today against him were crazy. The things that he could control, I think he did much better today.
All right. I'm just also looking at his Fangraphs scouting report. It was last
Yeah.
updated in 25, but he's got a 45 future value, which isn't bad for a prospect, but his fastball is rated below average. His slider is rated average. His changeup is rated below average with the potential to become above average. And his command is rated below average with the potential to become average.
Yeah.
I mean, I what where's the upside? It's all how did he get to be a 45 future value? I mean, that's still a below 50s average in the 20 to 80 scale. So that's
Correct.
still below average, but just does not feel like a guy that is you're ever going to really be able to expect much from.
Well, no, and I think like right now you can look around the league and the consensus for Ben Kudrna would be ceiling back half the rotation arc. Like that is his ceiling right now. At one point
Yeah.
that was the floor, but right now the ceiling is that there's a good chance he moves to the bullpen at some point if he's on the 40-man roster, and what he very well could be out of options before his age 25 season. Like that's what we're looking at right now. So especially if they're going to keep go ahead.
I
I
don't
see it in
believe
your
in
eyes.
Ben Kudrna at all. I just don't. I just saw the AAA numbers from last year,
Yeah,
reminded myself of what those looked like. And he had 4 games, 3 starts in AAA, only went 11 in the third innings, walked twice as many as he struck out, 14.29 ERA. And then you pair that with this spring, and that to me is a guy who's lost.
something just a
I mean,
little
just
out of it.
lost. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
I hear you. And like that's truth be told, that's what I would have said about Noah Cameron after the 2023 season. 6.10 ERA and double A at 23. What are you doing, man?
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. And as you said,
Sometimes takes a
he's
while.
22 in AAA, so as I've also argued in the past, age relative to level is one of the most important indicators. And 22 is very young for
It
AAA,
is.
so it's probably too early to give up on him, but it feels rough right now. Which draft was he? Was he still under Dayton Moore?
Yes, he was still under
2021.
Dayton Moore. Yeah.
So the pitchers that Dayton Moore took, especially late, are guys that they gotta really show me something if I'm gonna believe in them. I like the
And
guys the
yeah.
last few years, but yeah, I don't know. I'm being too harsh. I should chill out a little bit. But it's he's not having a good time. That's for sure.
No, and I think I'm sure that he would agree with you on that. I am hoping that we see him bounce back before he goes down to minor league camp. The thing is, once upon a time, the Royals would go into the offseason depending upon Ben Kudrna being the fifth man in the rotation.
That's true.
Thankfully, we're not in that situation anymore.
That's true.
Thankfully, we can comfortably say, okay, he's the number 9 guy for start. Go to Omaha, get your foot in again, and if you can produce there, you'll be ready if an injury happens. We're not depending on him coming up for the Royals to be competitive. We're not depending upon him to succeed.
That's true. He's got time to figure it out.
Yeah, he does. He does. All right, we're gonna take our last commercial break, and we're gonna come back and wrap things up. Congrats to Lane Thomas getting his first home run in a Royals uniform today.
Off the righty.
Yeah, I'll variety. I'll absolutely take that. He performs better against lefties usually. So if he can get some pop against righties, I will absolutely take that. I wouldn't say it's been a disappointing spring from him, but like I don't know. You go into him and Collins are supposed to be the big off or outfield help. Neither the one have really helped, unfortunately.
Collins has only played 1 game so far
Yes.
because of the PRP injections in his knees, which I don't remember if we've talked about those, but
No, we have not.
remember when I said that I thought Isaac Collins might have actually been injured at the end of the year, not slumping?
Yep. I
Like,
interesting.
yeah.
I think you were right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I no guarantees. We'll have to see how the things go this year. I was discussing this with Lesky the other day, and he's like, "Man, you can't get past the exit velocities, though." And I said, "That's true, but the plate discipline we all agree is real." And he's got elite, basically, if not elite, just below elite pull air numbers, which means that he's getting the most out of his power. Whatever power he has, he's getting the most out of it. And he
Hmm.
barrels it fairly well. He doesn't swing and miss, and when he hits it in the best way that he can hit it.
Yeah.
And so that's promising to me. That's a guy that I'm willing to think, okay, maybe some regression, but I don't think he's gonna crater, you
No.
know? So I think he's gonna be fine. Lane Thomas is gonna be the interesting guy. But again, his whole thing is hitting lefties.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really hard to judge what he's doing ever, basically, until almost the end of the season. Like, did he actually do okay? He only had 200 plate appearances, so the
Right.
sample size has always been small.
Yeah. And that's
He
what
might get more playing time than that based on injuries or if he performs well, but
yeah.
yeah.
Amy Rogers, I've said her name so many times on this episode already. She had a little bit more on Collins's spring debut, and again, game level numbers did not look very good, but it was apparently just good to get him on the field and start knocking the rust off.
Yeah.
Going from game level to the radar gun, Kendry Chourio, we talked about him plenty this offseason. He is turning heads once again on the Arizona backfields, sitting 96, 97 with his fastball, and still the same nasty stuff.
And he's still
Baseball America,
19?
yes, Baseball America says he has the potential to flirt with top 25 by season's end if he continues to grow.
So I would like to revisit our starting pitcher rankings, Jacob. When you told me that I was too high on Kendry Chourio, you think a guy who's top 25 in MLB isn't one of the most important pitchers in the Royal system?
He definitely is. He definitely is.
I am vindicated again.
Yes. Also, Ken Chourio has, quote unquote, added roughly 10 pounds of muscle this offseason, which is doable.
Especially when you're that age.
Yeah.
It would be hard. It would be much harder for us to do it at our age, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's not happening, pal. Not today, Buster.
I mean, if someone wants to pay me my full-time day job salary to put muscle on, I could potentially pull it off. I don't know. I think my ADHD might get in the way, but it would be potentially doable.
Yeah. It potentially, I wouldn't bank on it. Hey, another Royals related note to put out there: the Royals are hiring not just for stadium staff, but they posted a analyst for research and development role yesterday. So that is interesting. I tossed my hat into the ring. We'll see what happens there. I did. I sent off the application this morning.
What I always wonder is if one of us did get a job with a team, especially with the Royals, would we still be able to podcast?
I don't know. I don't think we would. Because
that would be a problem for me, Jacob.
Sorry, Jeremy. If it happens, I gotta do it. Buster.
I mean, yes, but I'm gonna cry a lot.
We will have a teary-eyed goodbye episode. We'll have everyone come on, just say goodbye, Jacob. Goodbye. Kick me on the way out. But
don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
All right, Jeremy. You got anything else on the Royals front, bud?
Man, I can't think of nothing. I just want to reiterate, I'm the one spring that I've seen so far that's got me really excited is Michael Massey.
Yeah.
I love what Carter Jensen and Jac Caglianone are doing. I kind of expected them to do that, though.
Right.
I was not sure what I was going to get from Michael Massey. I'm really, really enthused about what we're seeing from him right now.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. So hopefully we're talking about him again with such a good tone come next podcast episode. But right now, let's go ahead and get on to some Royals reviews, which, Jeremy, I have to get up and get my review. So could you go first?
Sure, I could definitely go first because I am definitely ready to do one. I definitely have a thing that I want to talk about right now, which is going to be, man, I don't know that I got anything. The Lawnmower Simulator is the game I've been playing lately. I don't love it. The controls are really finicky, but it does remind me a little of my youth when I was a teenager and I would mow the lawn while I was listening to Royals games. So I'm listening to Royals games and virtually mowing lawns,
which
causes a lot less sweat and requires a lot less work. I don't know. I cannot recommend the game, but I'm probably going to earn a platinum trophy on it anyway.
You are a completionist at your core, my friend.
Yeah, and it's not been offensive enough to stop me.
Yeah.
I will say that it gets much better as you upgrade your lawnmowers, because the first lawnmower is just like so dang slow. And the version I got came with a couple of the DLCs. I don't love the DLC maps,
Yeah.
but I think it's too late for me to uninstall them because they're already part of my save, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that. The big thing that I don't like about it, other than the controls are kinda janky, is that one of the things I love about Power Wash Simulator is you go to a really interesting location, and you power wash it, and you've done it, and you could go redo it at any time,
Yeah.
but you did it, and you're done, and you've accomplished something. This game just has a handful of honestly pretty bland environments, and you rotate through them and do them over and over and over again as part of your career, where it's just really grindy instead of like, hey, let's do this, let's go power wash this submarine. Okay, now we're gonna go power wash the mayor's house because it got egged. Okay, now we're gonna go power wash this car that's got attachments on it to make it look like a dog for a movie they were shooting in the next county over, and like just all kinds of really interesting things. And
Yeah.
again, once you've done them, you did it. It's
Correct.
done. There's a sense of accomplishment where it's like, I mowed that lawn. I can mow it again today. Hooray.
Thank goodness. My review is over a Missouri bourbon that I actually found out here for the first time in Virginia, Holiday Distillery. Their soft red wheat bottled in bond bourbon. I was not expecting to find it out here. Found it a couple of months ago, and I cracked it open, and it's really good. It is really, really good. It's very smooth. I'll pull out word of the day on. I like the viscosity of it. I think it goes down well. I don't know the taste. No, I can't say, oh, it has a note of cherry or it has a note of I'm getting coffee. No, I just know it tastes good and it feels good in my belly. So, holiday soft red wheat bourbon, everyone. I like it. Feels good in your belly.
I mean, that's what we're all hoping for, really.
Yeah. At the
Just
end of
want
the
it
day.
to feel good in our bellies.
Yes. All right, folks. Well, we hope we've done that on today's podcast episode. It's a long spring ahead before we get to opening day, but we're almost there. We're almost a month away from the Royals starting off the season against the Atlanta Braves.
I think I'm right in saying we're a week away from the WBC starting, at least.
Let me double check on that because I think
that
you are
starts
right.
next
We
week.
are 6 days as of recording away from World Baseball Classic action.
We got some competitive baseball coming up.
That we do.
That should help tide us over. I'm just dragging my butt to get to the MLB The Show pre-release.
Well, yeah.
Which I think is March 15th, so I've got a couple weeks on that. Ugh.
Go grind more Diamond Dynasty, okay? I'm gonna need you to.
I mean, I've literally just been playing the not the forever season, but the catch-up season from 2025 because it's just against all the like common and bronze players. I'm just smashing home runs with Bobby Witt Jr. over and over and over again. Yeah, I'm like, I gotta mow the same lawn twice in a row. I'm gonna hit this 500th home run with Bobby Witt Jr. That does feel good.
Yes, that does give me the dopamine rush. We like it. But we also would like it if you went and checked out royalsreview.com and joined the comment community over there and read all the great work that goes on over there each and every day. You can also find the podcast episode up there or just follow us wherever you're listening to us at right now. And you'll never miss another episode. It'll be great. It'll be grand. We can do this a couple times a week. It's just how it goes. All right, folks. I'm Jake Milham. They are Jeremy Greco. Thank you so much for joining us today. And until next time, go Royals.